welcome to episode 096 of the Bit Beacon Broadcast. It's September 9th, 2025. You can call me Kodax, and I'll be your host through this week's episode. So this week, I wanted to talk about some games I've been playing, as I usually do, but I'm going to go a little more in depth than I normally do. So I have my final thoughts on Donkey Kong Bananza. This past week, I completed my playthrough, and my feelings for the game have only grown since I last talked about my time with it here on the podcast. It's been a great year for games, and while I have been convinced that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 would be my personal game of the year, but then Donkey Kong Bananza came along, and it might possibly take that presumed crown away from Clair Obscur. Donkey Kong Bananza is a game filled to the brim with fun new ideas and completely absorbed my attention while playing it from beginning to end. I won't get into spoiler territory, but the final 3 or so hours of the game have got to be Nintendo's finest work. The team responsible for some of Mario's greatest video game outings have absolutely outdone themselves with Bananza. I have the utmost respect for the development team. They could have easily said, forget the Donkey Kong Country series games and everything else that came before Donkey Kong Bananza, and just decided to make the game its own thing. But instead they honored all of it, the characters, the music, the lore. I'm just so impressed by all the effort they went through and how it all culminates into one of the greatest ending boss fight gauntlet battle sequences I have ever had the pleasure of playing through. Hats off to the team for such a joyous experience. I hope this won't be the only time we get to experience Donkey Kong Bananza or Donkey Kong through this team's lens. It's really just nothing else like it. If you get the chance, please, please, please play Donkey Kong Bananza. It's so good. After finishing Donkey Kong Bananza, I started playing through a game I've had my eye on for some time. Natsu-mon 20th Century Summer Kid. No, this isn't a monster taming game like Digimon and Pokemon. It's something very different. Natsu-mon was released digitally last summer by publisher Spike Chunsoft. I was waiting and hoping for a possible physical release in the future, but one unfortunately never materialized. So when the game was recently on sale for 50% off, I couldn't help myself but finally pull the trigger. I'll gladly buy a physical game at full price, but a digital one, typically I'll wait for a pretty steep sale. That being said, I kind of regret waiting on this game because it's really, really special. It's 1999. You are Satoru, a 10-year-old boy who is spending the last month of summer vacation in the rural Japanese town of Yomogi. You've never been here before, you don't know anybody. There's a little more to the premise than that, but that's the gist of it. You get 31 days to explore Yomogi town and the forests, farms, beaches, and islands surrounding it. Depending on the setting you select, the in-game days last anywhere from about 45 minutes to about an hour on the relaxed setting. I personally am playing the game on the relaxed setting. Even though the game has a timer, which is not really something I'm a big fan of, and it has a hard cutoff for when the game is over, I don't feel myself stressed or pressured to try and do everything or even anything. I spent whole days in the game, not really accomplishing anything of significance beyond putzing around in the woods catching bugs. While you're exploring the game world, you will come across its colorful cast of characters from adults to other children. I love how the game perfectly captures the way adults speak to children and vice versa. Satoru acts like a kid and asks questions like a kid. He's not wise beyond his years. He's your average curious boy who likes catching bugs, fishing, and digging holes in the dirt. The game features a truly emergent style of gameplay. On each day, certain things will be happening in the game world, and you either stumble across it or you don't. If you stumble across it, it may trigger other things that happen in the game. It's really gratifying to see the game react and change course of small events based on the different activities I have Satoru partake in or the people I have Satoru interact with. The game does sometimes nudge you in subtle ways with hints from other characters to visit certain areas or talk to certain people, but it's still very much optional. You can forge your own path and follow or ignore their suggestions. Satoru carries with him a notebook where he keeps track of different things he wants to do. It acts as sort of a quest log. He also draws these really adorable little Crayola crayon pictures as a sort of journal entries about the unique encounters he has each day, be it when catching a new bug, or just sort of an interaction he observed between some of the other characters. I really enjoy that aspect. When I was around Satoru's age, I would spend my summers in a small town visiting family. With my cousins 20 minutes away up the nearby mountain, we would go on all kinds of stupid adventures in the woods, creeks, and neighborhoods. I'd catch bugs, reptiles, get poison oak, get sunburned, develop crushes on girls I would only meet once. Those were the days. And Natsu-mon really captures those seemingly endless summer days filled with the adventures I described above. I'm only about a week or so into the game, and I'm really savoring my time with it because it's really a truly special game. I might see on a further playthrough, which apparently there's like a new game plus mode that allows you to experience the game again, that August month again, because when August is over, the game is over, and whatever happened is whatever happened during your playthrough. But it does have a new game plus mode, I understand, where some things carry over into the next playthrough. So if I go back and play through again, I'm really going to try to go about things differently than I did the first time. I might have a more conscious playthrough, maybe more of a completionist playthrough. But this first time, I'm really just savoring the days. I do think if I play through again, I might try to do it in a way where I'm only playing through one day, one in-game day every real-life day, if that makes sense. I kind of have been doing that some days because it does take about an hour and a half to get through a single day, which is pretty significant, chunk of time. But man, that hour and a half blows by so quickly. Consider me a permanent fan of this developer going forward. I'll buy anything and everything they release on day one just to support them, even if it is digital only, and that's saying a lot coming from me. So, some new events have been popping up near me. I'm considering going to some of these, but I wanted to talk about one of them today. Sega announced a Metaphor ReFantazio 1-year anniversary celebration event in Burbank on October 10th. Metaphor released last year to critical acclaim. It was the long-awaited new game from longtime Persona game director Katsura Hashino. Sega will be hosting this event at the Round 1 in Burbank, California. What's going to be going on at the event? Here's the official blurb from Sega. Join us to celebrate Metaphor with special gifts, voice actor appearances, photo ops, Round 1 entertainment, and much more. Tickets are already sold out to the free event. I managed to snag a pair of tickets before they vanished, and I am hoping to attend. Though I won't lie, the thought of driving up to Burbank on a Friday evening is a bit daunting. So I'm still debating whether or not I'll be there, but it sounds like it's going to be a good time. I was going to do an unboxing for you guys today, but given the different recording location than I'm used to doing that, I wasn't able to bring my game with me, so I'll have to save that for next week. In the meantime, I got one small story for you guys. Arguably the most anticipated game of the year and one of the most anticipated games of the past decade, Hollow Knight Silksong, finally released on Thursday, September 4th. If you've never heard of Hollow Knight, it's a 2D side-scrolling Metroidvania-style game known for its brutal difficulty and challenging boss fights. Silksong is the first follow-up to the title to the critically acclaimed original game, which was released in 2017. And the anticipation has been growing for Silksong since it was first announced in 2019. That's 7 years ago. A few weeks ago, Silksong finally got a release date locked in, but for whatever reason, they did not do pre-orders for the game, which meant that millions of players would be logging into their favorite consoles and PC storefronts to try and purchase the game at the same time as everyone else. This spelled disaster. Silksong achieved a quadruple kill by taking down the Nintendo eShop, Steam, PlayStation Store, and Xbox stores simultaneously. I read comments from some users that it took them upwards of 3 hours to complete their purchase and download the game before they could start playing. Some people are upset at this situation, while others were more amused that a $20 indie game could cause such havoc. Reportedly, Steam does not allow indie publishers to do pre-orders and preloads, which meant that, in the interest of fairness, developer Team Cherry didn't do pre-orders on any storefronts. Perhaps next time Team Cherry releases a game, Steam can make an exception for them, so gamers can enjoy the game and not spend 3 hours of trying to check out their cart. End transmission.